Now then, welcome back. I'm going to do a bit of a different video today again after my last video where I went through the bad tattoos subreddit and looked at some Donald Trump tattoos. People seem to like that, so I thought I'd do another one similar but a bit more positive. What I'm going to do is go on the subreddit tattoo advice and give my thoughts and opinions on some of the posts on there. Anyway, let's get going. Right, so let's get started. First off, I'm just going to re-explain. So I'm on our tattoo advice. Can you see that in the video? No. I better move myself out the way a little bit because I'm not important. So I'm on our tattoo advice, and I just thought I'll scroll through and see what some of the posts are and just give my first initial thoughts and reactions on it. Okay, so what we've got here. I got my boyfriend's eye tattooed. Does it really look like his, or is it just me because I already know it? All right, let's have a look at this. So I'm presuming there's going to be two images. All right, I see what they've done. Right. Yeah, I'd say that looks like his eye for sure. I'd also say it's not really a good idea to do this kind of thing. Like getting partner tattoos, things like that. It's always a bit risky, in the same way that it's risky getting, like a tattoo of like a musician or a celebrity or something, because you just don't know if they are always going to be a good person. In terms of what they asked in the post, though, does it look like his? I'd say for sure. The tattoo looks like it's really well done. It's done in a kind of like a blackwork style more than realism. It's like, it looks like stipple shaded with a little bit of like grey wash maybe. Maybe it could just all be like stipple and line work, but it definitely looks like him. I'd say like, like if you were gonna get like a partner or friend or whatever tattoo, this is probably quite a good way to do it, because if anything happens, you could just change the eye a little bit, or just leave it, because no one's really going to know whose eye it is, beyond your immediate circle who know that you have this tattoo, and I suppose now all of the internet. But if anything happens, you could just, I don't know, add some fucking black metal corpse paint to the eye or something and just say it's like a mayhem tattoo or something. I really like these other two tattoos on this person's leg. So it does look like they generally make good tattoo decisions. I can't really tell, but that kind of looks like it might be a tattoo by this there's this artist called, I don't know how you pronounce it, but their Instagram's like Uqza. It's OOQZA, who does like really cool like anime manga inspired lady heads, and it looks like it could be something by them from this angle anyway. I can't see, but yeah, this it looks like a cool tattoo. I just don't think the idea of getting someone's eye tattooed on you is the best one. Let's move on. Right, what have we got next? Did my tattoo take too long? Right, let's have a look. Right, that's the tattoo. Let's see if we can see how long it took. 17 hours of tattooing. 25, including stenciling over... Wait. What? What? The stencil took 8 hours. The stencil. It was about 17 hours of tattooing, 25 including stenciling over 3 sessions. 20, yeah, well, I suppose 17 hours over 3 sessions is reasonable, but to take 8 hours to do the stencil is crazy. I feel like the artist must have been that one of those sloths off, what's film is that with the sloths at the DVLA thing? Is it Zootopia or something, where they're like every time they do something. In terms of the tattoo, it's cool. It's a good tattoo. This, like, if I had to, what was the question? Did my tattoo take too long? Yes, is the answer for that. But you got a good tattoo out of it. Did they say whether they were? I wonder if they were paying hourly or by the tattoo, because if you book this tattoo in with me, for example, it's not super close to like the type of thing that I sort of normally tattoo. But let's say someone sent me this image and said, how much for something like this? I'd probably, or how long for something like this? I'd say maybe like depending on the size of the person's arm and the size of the person themselves, I'd maybe say like a 250, a 350 sort of price range, and I'd put it at about 3 hours maximum, really. Wraparound stuff does take longer, to like kind of get like a solid wraparound going. It does take an extra amount of time. I'd say like I'd expect this to take 3 hours. I'd at a push accept that it took 4 hours. To take longer than that, to me, seems like crazy. Like maybe like something was going on, or I don't know, maybe they were charging hourly and they wanted to, excuse me, I'm boring myself. Like maybe they wanted to like drag it out so they got more money or something. I don't want to say that for sure though, because I don't know what's going on. But that like 17 hours for this tattoo is like 4 times longer than I'd expect it to take. This like top floral section, where it's just line work, I'd say should at most take like an hour, because there's nothing like going on in there. There's detail and stuff, the little like kind of like etchy lines and stuff. That is detail, but like in general, I'd say like each flower it'd be taking like 5 minutes or something, and all of it probably totals up to like an hour of work, I'd say, above the strip going round. For the strip itself, I'd say, yeah, I could see that taking 2 to 3 hours. It is, there's a lot of detail in there, but then if you look at the bits with the little white sections in, not white, sorry, the skin sections where it's been left negative, that's not even like saturated fully, so it's not like they've like gone in there with a mag and like saturated it. I think they've probably done all of that with the thin liner that they did the details on. But for this tattoo to take like 17 hours is crazy. I have absolutely no idea. Last session was about a month ago. I'll go in soon for a complimentary first touch-up. Yeah, that's fair, that they're giving a touch-up, because, those bits aren't saturated properly, and I'm presuming they're going to finish, like they'll sort that out in the touch-up. No slight on the artist either, because it is a good tattoo. It's just taken far too long. Maybe it was done by like an apprentice, or like a young, like a younger in the industry artist or something, where they haven't quite got the speed like locked in. I do always say to everyone, well, not everyone, but in my opinion, like, concentrate on doing the tattoo correctly first as a priority, and then after that the speed will follow. Not that you have to get faster, but kind of you have to find a sweet spot between like good and fast, for like your customer's benefit, so you're not like taking the piss and like eating up the skin and eating up the time and stuff like that. Yeah, let's move on to another one anyway. Right, what have we got next? Let's have a look. Got this cute tattoo. My dad said it looks like a pot leaf. I don't see it, but does it? Nah, it doesn't. I'm not gonna like linger on this one because it's just a little one, isn't it? It doesn't look like a weed leaf. It just looks like a little cool little leaf design. I wouldn't worry about that. This one, is this tattoo cool? These are quite. I see these kinds of posts quite a lot on this subreddit, where people are kind of. It feels like people are maybe in that like. Yeah, sometimes you get this like this time frame after a tattoo where you're kind of second guessing your decision, you know, because it is modifying your appearance. Yeah, you get this like, sometimes anyway, you get this like panic where you're like, oh my god, have I made the right decision, you know, because at the end of the day, no matter how many tattoos you have and how used to it you are, it is like a big thing, you know. You're changing like a portion of your body, you're like literally modifying it forever. So there is that like, holy shit. I got it a lot with like my neck, you know, and things like that. And by the time I got like my face done, I sort of just didn't care anymore. But like when I first got my neck done, I was like, holy shit, I've got my fucking neck tattooed. But yeah, is this tattoo cool? Let's. The post's been deleted. I can still see it though. Yeah, it's cool. It looks like it's kind of like a. Maybe like loosely inspired by like that. What was that game? That Alice in Wonderland game. Alice, it was called like Madness or something like that. Something to do with that. Anyway, it kind of looks like it's giving me a bit of vibes of that and a little. I don't think it's, you know, it's the intended thing, but it kind of gives me like Joan of Arc vibes. But anyway, yeah, I'd say that looks like a cool tattoo. Should I go for it? Nothing wrong at all with a big trad panther, so we'll go for that one. Right, let's have a look at some more fun ones. Opinions on new tattoo. Right, let's have a look at this. If the post's still up, right. I've been telling myself I like it, and I do, but I'm the kind of person who will always second guess and have anxiety. That's just what I was talking about there. I do it after every tattoo, yeah. Some people do. Let's have a look at it. I'd say it's not bad by any means. It's not absolutely amazing or anything like that. It is, it's like on the upper end of being like fine. You know, like when you say like a tattoo's okay, you know, like it sounds like you're saying it's bad, but it's not. It's like it's okay. Like not all tattoos have to be the best tattoo in the world, as long as, you know, as long as the person who's got it's happy with it. Really, that's the main. I mean, that is the main thing. But then, like the opinion of it, if it's good, that's where that comes in. But like good and great, hard. Like great tattoos are hard to find. Good tattoos, you know, that's where you want it. You want like a good tattoo, obviously, but then there's this portion beneath that that's like fine or like okay, and I'd put that in this tattoo in that category, which isn't a bad thing. Like it's fine to have an okay tattoo, and it's okay to have a fine tattoo. It looks kind of cool where it is. Lining and shading in red, it's not gonna hold up as well as like if there was a black outline around it and some kind of like black shading to like I don't know, just lift a few bits. I wouldn't have done it in red, all red in the first place. I don't think. I have done some all red tattoos that I haven't really seen healed after a while since they came back. I've tattooed some people where I've done red tattoos on them, and then they've come back and got other tattoos, and I don't recall seeing how the red tattoos healed. I would be quite curious to see that, because I don't think red like holds its place in the skin as well as if you just put big thick black outline on it. The pigment's different, you know. and it kind of looks a bit like scarification, which I think it will more as it heals and like settles into the skin. It won't look as like raw and red. It'll kind of like fade a little bit and like bring itself back into the sort of skin tone. Not too much. It's not gonna like disappear or anything. I'm not saying that, but it's gonna soften a bit, as all tattoos do, really. I think it, yeah. So my answer is, it's just opinions on it. Well, yeah, those are my opinions. I think it's okay, which is fine, absolutely fine to have an okay tattoo. Let's have a look. What else is on here? Is my witchy chest tattoo stupid? I'm gonna skip past that one because I don't really wanna. It's a weird. I don't know how to answer that. What the fuck happened? Alright, let's have a look at this. Is that a tattoo of that what the fuck happened to my tattoo? This isn't my first tattoo. This isn't my first colour tattoo. It was coloured with light blue that clearly didn't stick, and it looks like I got a bit of lag on. How'd the damn ink steal my melanin? Right, that is, yeah, so is it that little dog fellow that kids like a lot? Oh, Bluey. Yeah, that's the one. So it looks to me like what's happened. It's hard to say for sure. There's so many things. It could be like infection. This scab, for sure, looks like it got infected. Because it's got that like yellowy, greeny sort of like tinge to it. So I think regardless of what happened, they have been dealing with like an infection of some kind. But I think what's happened is I'm not like too well versed in this really, just because it's not something that's like common. But I'd imagine that the artists possibly not as experienced in like tattooing, like darker skin tones. So they've like overcompensated by like super packing that color in, that blue color, to the point where it's overworked the skin like incredibly, and now it's like it's scarred. Basically, it's scarred really bad. That's kind of what's happened. This like where it's pink, that's scar tissue, or so it looks like. I know about like healing tattoos and stuff, but I'm not like an expert on like skin health and skin conditions and scarring and medical stuff, So I'm just giving my take. If something like this happens in a tattoo, there's been times where customers of mine have like, they've a couple of people have had infections before and stuff like that. Usually it's for a reason along the lines of like, they've maybe had the tattoo done and then gone straight to work for like a huge shift and kept the cling film on, so it's kind of like, like it's not been cleaned properly, or like they've been on like antibiotics or something like that during the tattoo, which can have a negative effect. But I haven't really had anything like this happen. But either way, whenever something like that does happen, unless you're absolutely fucking sure as a tattoo artist as to what's going on, you're usually best just saying go and seek medical advice. I get that, like, like coming to Reddit and posting something like this is a good thing, to like get a general consensus. But while you are posting on Reddit, or long before this point, they should have really gone to like the doctors or the hospital or something. Which I don't know. It depends where they're from, because I suppose if you're in America, where it's gonna maybe cost a fortune to go, I don't know. But yeah, that's what it looks like to me. It looks like the artist's overworked it, and then it's scarred real bad. I'd like to say I'd be hopeful that it's gonna grow back, like heal, not grow back, sorry, but like heal, at the least to bring back the natural skin tone. and then maybe if the skin stays like healthy enough, they could go back to a different artist probably who's maybe more experienced in that kind of thing, and get it touched up and finished, or get a cover up or something. But yeah, it's really unfortunate that's happened, because in terms of like, you know, like the line work and stuff, it doesn't look like it was done by like the worst artist in the world, or, you know, anything like that. But yeah, it's a shame. Let's have a look at another one. Right, what we got next? Let's go back. Awkward spot tattoo ideas. Now, I'm gonna like brush past this, but I had this idea for a future video that I might do actually, where I'll show you what I do on posts like this, like what I draw in that gap. What would be a good location for a tattoo like these with very fine dots? So stuff like this gets posted quite a lot, and then the comments are usually like filled with people saying it's too small, it's not going to heal good. Let's just see. It might not be the case on this one. Anywhere for pointillism. For a circular design, you want a flat surface like in a forearm or thigh. Yeah, that's a really good advice, that. Yeah, this is the kind of comment I was referring to. These only last a few years. That just isn't the case. Like, whenever you see like a small-ish or like detailed or anything tattoo, there's always someone in the comments being like, this will not last. It's just not the case. They can last absolutely fine as long as they're done right. These are done, it's mostly like, it's individual dots, maybe with a bit of stippling here and there for like the darker bits, but this looks like it's been individually dotted and then stippled over to get this this like darker effect. There's no reason these can't last. I do agree with that one comment saying in a forearm. In a forearm is a great place for small circular tattoos because it's a flat surface. The other side of your forearm, it's like a bit rounded, but if you hold your inner forearm out and see what I mean, it's a flat area, so the circle will hold its circular form, whereas on the other side of the forearm, it'll like wrap round and like lose its circular form and be a bit like oblong kind of thing. So yeah, I actually always recommend, if someone's not sure and they're getting a circular tattoo, I always recommend it in a forearm. It's just like a great place. Back of the calf can be all right as well, depending on the size of your calves. Shin would be bad because it's got that like shin bone where the circle design's going to like wrap over it, distort the shape. But yeah, back to that comment that last only a few years. It's just not the case. Like, you know, all tattoos fade, all tattoos blur. There's no reason that this tattoo is going to blur or fade any more or less than any tattoo, really. But yeah, that'll probably do for that video. Let me know if you liked that format. I can keep doing videos like that if you'd like. I can just go through and offer my advice because nobody gives a shit anyway, but it's quite fun. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me out loads with the algorithm. If you want a tattoo from me, check out the information below. Head to my Instagram, send me an email, and I'll get you booked in. As always, thanks for watching.